One of the things I really enjoy about being a priest is families invite me into their lives, and I get to be privileged with some of the joys but also the difficulties of family life. One of the experiences that comes up a lot in family life that I don't think probably gets spoken about enough are just how to deal with like real serious difficulties, especially when things seem maybe impossible to fix or beyond repair. Temptation there is always just to kind of shut down or ignore it or repress it, and those are usually never really good options. Here's a story I have to kind of illuminate, I think, a way forward in very difficult situations. It was a dad that I worked with several years ago, and he had, by his own admission, been a pretty bad dad. He basically failed as a husband, failed as a father through a whole host of bad decisions. He comes to me and he had turned his life around and was starting to make better decisions, but by then the damage was done. His wife had left him, and the kids, now in their 20s and 30s, had basically utterly written him out of their lives. The sad thing was, he was now sort of psychologically and emotionally capable of being a dad, of being a husband, but like I said, the damage was done. So he came to me and he said, I'm heartbroken. They won't let me even be around them. They won't respond to my phone calls, my text messages, my emails. What do I do? What popped into my head is a line actually I remember from a philosopher named Gabriel Marcel, but what he said, the essence of fatherhood is making a creative promise across a great chasm. I think it's actually true in a lot of ways for any relationship. The essence of a relationship is love, right? What's love? But it's choosing what's good for the other person. Notice how that's unconditional. It's not about whether or not the other person receives it, says yes to it, is responding to my emails, is responding to my text messages. It's a decision that I make. So as I was working with him over several weeks and several months, I invited him to start simply choosing to be a father again, to be a husband again. Now at first he was like, yeah, but they won't reciprocate. But what started to open up for him was this space of freedom where his love wasn't dependent on anybody around him except himself. And he started to choose to love them, even if they didn't respond. Family life and challenges in family life can be some of the most complex and difficult that we face in our experience of relationships. But when we seek to love the other person and walk this path of love, no matter what the response, I think something kind of new opens up. Remember that Jesus says in the Sermon on the Mount, you love people who love you. You know, what even the pagans do the same. What credit is that to you? When we love people who maybe we even experience as an enemy, something new kind of happens. I saw that in the life of this man. He started to experience something new, a different kind of love. Would you say it was a kind of more pure love, a kind of higher form of love? Yeah, I think I would say that. It certainly didn't look great. Maybe other people didn't even notice it, but what he was experiencing, I think, was a deeper peace in the midst of a very difficult situation. So how do you deal with difficult situations in families, even that seem beyond repair or hopelessly broken? You choose to love the other people no matter what. Is it simple? Yes. Is it hard? Yes. Is it worth it? Absolutely.